Hi, I'm Sigung. Welcome to my channel where I teach my personal martial art of Bagua Kuntao Silat. And of course, Trevor here is also with me. Kidney strikes. And you'll see often I mention them as opposed to striking the head, face again, gain control of the neck, or striking the spine. And that's because many times you won't be able to do that because the person's moving and you want to gain control of their lower body quickly while at the same time delivering a devastating blow. Or you don't want to also engage their head and neck because you don't have as much control as you think, or there are other people around, and gaining a grappling situation, tying yourself up with one person while you're doing that and his buddies are around you is not a smart move. And you can see often what I've shown simply is he does a lead strike and I'm going past and I'm here and I strike his kidneys. And you can see here, it's with striking palm. I go past him. That's only possible when he's coming in for that lead strike or that swinging blow. And I go to the outside, pass it, overturning palm, and strike here, hard. It is not simply like you're deftly hitting the heavy bag or striking someone in the face as you normally would. And everybody talks about striking several inches into the target, where a kidney strike in Bagua Kuntao Silat, I want to place my hand through his body. I want my skeleton to go through his body. And that kidney strike with my palm, same way. I'm striking him into his kidney, and my goal is to shove it through his body, a heavy internal blow. So it's not simply surface strike where I'm bruising him. And you'll say, oh, kidney strikes hurt, but not that bad. All I can tell you is you haven't been properly striked to the kidneys. A heavy blow to the kidneys is worse than a heavy blow to the groin. Trust me on this one. I've had many of both. Kidneys is far worse. Also, but you do have to strike them hard. They'll feel pain and wince. Light blows to the kidneys will make you urinate blood for several days, but a heavy blow will incapacitate you briefly or permanently if it's a very strong internal blow. But even a medium, good blow, that kidney strike, you notice you're striking through, I'm shifting his pelvic girdle, and you can see he's standing on his toes trying to maintain his balance. And otherwise, I'm going to shove him forward, and I'm barely tapping him, as he'll tell you. The trick is you have to get to his side or his back in order to do that. And if you've been practicing my footwork and palm work drills, you've been practicing the form, you've been practicing chow chow or bridge hands, you'll find ways your footwork can easily reach his back, but you have to move in explosively. If you're dancing around, edging, and barely moving forward and back, that's fine for a fight and sparring. But when you come in explosively in order to gain that side flank position or rear position. Also, or you turn him structurally. So if he comes in with a cross, you move forward, boom, and again, strike, move forward, and at the same time I can strike forward here and he goes down. And now I can gain control of him and turn him, gain control of his head. Quite frequently with kidney strikes, you'll see I like the striking palm technique. However, if I'm moving forward, the cutting palm is also a very good technique where I'm pushing, spiraling, and turning and whipping my hand forward and across while I'm striking into his kidneys. The heavier the blow and the smaller the surface area while you're striking that heavy blow is fine. And you can see I'm shifting, he steps. You want to make sure you strike so hard that you move his center and you twist his skeleton. Also, I can come through and step forward, and you can see he's going down. Now, as you see in my other videos, and I'm going to go slowly, he comes to punch. This happens all at once, so I gain control and I can do these things. If I strike lightly, or I strike as if I'm going snappy into the heavy bag and quickly retracting, you're not going to have that sort of impact. He'll still feel it. You'll get his attention, and he'll stop briefly for a moment, but he'll continue on, and he'll feel the pain. However, when you strike those heavy blows going through, his entire body is shifted, broken down, and changed. And now he's not just fighting you, he's fighting himself, his own skeletal position, and gravity to regain that position and balance so he can launch a counterattack or at least get away from it. If he's not thinking about that, he's just going to continue to rain down blows upon me. I have to counter, and now I'm in a defensive position. But also, not just a strike, but if we get closer, say we're coming in and he strikes and I'm grabbing, and I go underneath and then elbow strike to the kidneys, and then I want to throw him. I have that option too. Or we come forward, he comes in, piercing palm, strike this way, elbow. Or he comes forward, piercing palm, I'm dragging through, strike from piercing palm, elbow, as I'm stepping back into this direction. And of course, I'm showing you techniques just for the camera. And also, notice his skeleton is changing. We're going in slow motion, and he's helping me out. But trust me, if it weren't for the fact that my position was changing his position, he would counterattack and strike me. So at all times, and that's what you want with a training partner. If I get it right, he's gonna let me know. If I get it wrong, he's gonna let me know and strike me or counter. Not just dummy and stand there like a zombie or wait for me. I have to make sure that I enter and manipulate his skeleton properly, or he's gonna counterattack. So remember, kidney strikes in Bagua Kuntao Silat. Use your footwork, skeletal maneuvering, chisao positions, and other palms to gain the flank or side to launch heavy blows through the target to change his pelvis and move him along and gain. Then, after you've done that and gained control of his lower body, you can strike his head and change him and manipulate the head to change the position or grab him. Or, if you're unable to do that, to get closer, he comes forward, boom, heavy elbow strikes to the kidney area, where you can do the same thing. Heavy elbow strikes to the head, then I strike again down to gain position, control his head, twist. But it's all set up. If I'm unable to gain control of his head and neck immediately, I make sure I gain control, and you can see I evade that one while I'm using my shoulder to make sure I feel his arm so I know where he is. And even this kidney strike, where you can see I'm doing a whipping palm through his liver into his kidney from the front while I step to flash and step through, and he goes down. Another reason for a kidney strike is it's close to your center and his center. It's very, very quick once you gain the proper position. And as Trevor brought up, we're there. Rather than reaching across and overcome, and he can just duck and get out of the way, the kidney is not nearly as mobile as the head. He can't duck, bob, weave, shrug it off, change levels. Notice when he does all that, his kidney is roughly still in the same place. That's a guaranteed position. It's just behind his center. I know where it is, and I want to gain control of it, and again, cause great damage at the same time as gaining control of his skeleton, changing his structure, and gaining control of his lower body, making it easier for me to follow up. When I have that here, my center's right here, my striking ability is right here, and it's a short strike to here rather than reach all the way across. Much, much faster, much more available in Bagua Kuntao Silat with the way we fight and defend ourselves. So when that position's there, we just take it, I move forward, and if I want to do it again, I can walk again and strike, same thing, pummeling him ruthlessly to that kidney area. Then again, as I'm coming around, all that to gain control of his spine, absolutely. And he's still worried about this. And with each strike, even though I did it low and slow, to avoid injury, you can see his body, his skeleton shifted, and I gained control of his center and his mass with each hit. Don't underestimate the kidney strikes. There's a good reason for them. You'll even see them used in boxing, and they're heavily gloved, but they strike very, very hard. And they're not able to gain the back as we are for better access and opportunity. They strike on the side. We also use punches in Bagua Kuntao Silat, and I haven't emphasized them, but for a kidney strike, we can use the punch. Same thing, you ball up the fist, that hard skeletal area to the soft target of the inner organ of the kidney, affects great damage. What do you want to say?
No, it's a problem. It's obviously more obviously powered by your legs and your hips. You don't have to worry about you're changing your levers and whatever. It's readily available.
It's quick, deceptively fast. Also deceptive because most people immediately go for the head. That's what they're protecting and moving, but they forget they still have the center, which unless you move like we do or other internal stylists, you don't use as much leg action. So they're bobbing and weaving, but you notice they're twisting from this torso, which always stays here. Their footwork doesn't move as much as it should. Their head is very, very mobile and difficult to hit. And ours are too, but in a different way. We move the entire body, and certainly we do this: twist, move, slip, and evade. And also bob and weave. We change levels as we come up. We do all those things too in a different manner, maintaining our structure. But kidneys are a lot less mobile, an easier target to hit. And you know where they are. Either side of the spine, right at belt level, right here. And just above the belt line on either side of the spine. And just a little bit of skin, flesh, and muscle sheathing to protect it. It hurts greatly. It's difficult to describe till you've been hit in the kidneys properly about how effective the strike is. But when you strike as we do, following through, puncturing your arm, your skeleton through their body, moving their hip girdle, controlling their bodies while doing it, it's very difficult to recover from. Kidney strikes and Bagua Kuntao Silat. There are many, many ways to do it, but make sure you strike heavy, fast, and hard. Change your skeletal position and strike with internal power and movement to make those strikes effective. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.